The Clippers rallied back and forced OT. Russ remained on the bench during overtime, but Clips just couldn't pull it off, could not complete the comeback. They go down 134-124 in overtime. Shannon, you first here. What was your biggest takeaway?
The Nuggets are really good. Jokic is the MVP, and rightfully so. And I get it, Skip. He's not. When you look, I guess when it's all said and done, he will go down as one of these historically great players. But right now, people are not looking at him like a Larry Bird. They're not looking at him like a Wilt Chamberlain or Bill Russell, the three men that have also won the award 3 consecutive times, the MVP 3 consecutive years. But, I mean, he had another 40 points, his third 40-point triple-double in this season. That's the most by a non-guard in an NBA season. He's just, I mean, he won the MVP last year, Skip, because of Jamal Murray and Kevin Porter and Porter Jr. wasn't there. Michael Porter Jr. wasn't there. Mm-hmm. This year, he's putting up the same numbers. He's averaging a triple-double. They're winning. He's the number 1 seed. I don't see what's not to like about him. And then clutch. You say you clutch 15 points in the last 14 minutes of regulation and overtime, and those 2 offensive rebounds was huge in OT. So for me, Skip, I think and the straw poll said that he's running away with this award. They had the straw poll, Skip, before the All-Star game, and he was running away with it. I don't think I don't see anybody that's pulling close. I don't see anybody that's close to him right now. And I know your guy, Joel Embiid, he had a nice game against the Boston Celtics, but JT Money. JT Money went down there and busted him up, didn't he, Skip? That's what the great ones can do. I keep telling you that. They can.
JT didn't bust him.
Yeah, he did.
He wound up scoring 19 total points, had a terrible shooting night, but made the last 3.
He told Grant Williams, game. Hey, Marcus Smart did run a nice play. Marcus Smart get it, bounce pass to him, drag him, give me that, all them.
Then Joel Embiid did something I never thought I would see in my lifetime.
He didn't do nothing.
Oh, he just scored 41 with 10 rebounds, that's all. He shot a 3/4 court shot, 70 feet of shot, and he shot it with one hand. He didn't baseball pass it, baseball throw it at the rim. He pushed it with one hand, just a one-hand push shot, and swished it. And it was just a tick late. I thought he'd gotten it off, but no, he barely didn't get it off. He is an extraordinary 7-foot-tall man.
Oh, he is. He's
I've never seen anything like Joel Embiid. I believe he's the MVP, but guess who else believes he's the MVP? I think the smartest man in basketball, the highest IQ in basketball belongs to your man LeBron James. So I tune in early for All-Star game night on Sunday night, and I'm watching them pick up like they're doing it out on the blacktop, out in the park. They're going to just choose up sides, right?
Yeah.
And who did LeBron James take first overall? First pick he took was
Joel Embiid.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Who was LeBron's last pick? It was between him and Lauri Markkanen. Okay, it's like Lauri Markkanen. He took Jokic. So wait a second. LeBron took Embiid first, and with his last pick, he took Jokic.
What did Jokic say?
What does that tell you?
What did Jokic say? Jokic say, I would take me last too. I'm not built for this game. He said, but put me in a real game with 48 minutes, and people are going to do what they need to do to stop me. Ain't nobody going to see me.
Interesting.
Ain't nobody going to see me. Trip dub. What you need, Skip? How many rebounds a game you need, Skip? You need 8. You need 13, 15. You need 20. How many points you need, Skip? You need 40. How many assists you need, Skip? You need 15, 18? I can do it to you any kind of way you want it. Just tell me.
You need 15 out of 15 free throws, or maybe you need 19 to 19. Joel Embiid will do that for you.
That man, Skip, the man, I mean, hold on. I'm trying to figure out how many. He getting, you Skip, the man. The man had 21 shots. The man gave me 40 points on 21 shots. He gave me 8 offensive rebounds, 10 assists. Hold up. You mean to tell me this man played 42 minutes, gave me 10 assists, and gave me 1 turnover? That man gave me 1 turnover. As high as his usage rate is, a PR is off the chart. PR is off the chart.
And that man and his team blew an 18-point first-quarter lead and a 9-point lead going to the fourth quarter to my Clippers, except I told you, if they go get Westbrook, they're no longer my Clippers. I am here to reinforce what I first guessed to you. Now that Russ is on the team, I'm out. I am out. I'm done. Over and out.
Time out, Skip. I'm not gonna let you do Russ. I'm not putting this on Russ because hold on. Didn't you tell me they benched him for the final 1 minute 30 seconds of the third quarter and all of the fourth quarter? Mm-hmm. Okay, so they had a 9 point. They came from behind. Russ was not on the court in the fourth quarter overtime, and you lost. You might have would have won the game if you'd had him in. Did you think about that? Did that thought ever cross your mind?
Here's the problem. As you know better than anybody out there, because you were forced to watch him for a season and a half, or more than a half, actually, a season and 3 quarters. Every single night you turn on your TV on the local channel here in Southern California, Sports Spectrum LA, you were forced to watch Russell Westbrook brick from 3 and turn the ball over like a lunatic. Like the worst point guard with the worst hands you've ever seen. And you kept saying, I'm stuck with him. There's no way out from under Russ.
No.
And Rob Pelinka pulled it off. He got him to Utah. He got a bunch of nice players back in return. And Utah bought him out. And to my shock, to my disgust, a team that I picked to win it all went and got him because they hate the Lakers. They are the team in the basement. And they were saying basically to the Lakers, we will show you we can win with Russell Westbrook in ways you guys couldn't figure it out. And I've heard some of the Clipper analysts saying, LeBron had the ball in his hands way too much. Baloney, he did. That is, LeBron did everything in his power to make it work with this man. And you know, and I know, nobody can make it work. He is a solo stat machine of an act. That's who he is. It doesn't matter whether you win or lose as long as he gets his numbers. You are damned if you do or damned if you don't. And Darvin Ham had the brilliant idea, let's try to sell him on being 6th man of the year. And for a while, it seemed like it was working. And then on a given night when he is completely gone haywire, as you know, and Darvin decides, I got to go with Austin Reeves or whoever you want to go with, Schroeder or whoever, I'm not going to play him down the stretch. Well, you know what happens.
Right.
He's not going to pout. He's going to make waves that will turn into tidal waves.
I don't think he'll make waves now, Skip, because in the next wave, he's going to be riding the tidal wave home.
I'm watching closely last night, and I wanted to see how this would play out. What did Russ do when it became clear he was not going back in the basketball game? He was sub 4 with like 1:30 left in the third quarter. When it became apparent he was not going back in down the stretch, remember, he's a starter for the Clippers.
Yeah.
He's not a bench player. He doesn't come off the bench. So you don't have that out. You don't have that excuse. He's a starter.
Yeah.
And Denver put its starters back in down the stretch and played them all the way home because that's usually what you do, right?
You got to have this game.
Okay. Russell Westbrook went to the end of the Clippers bench. He sat in the very last seat, and I tried to watch. I could have missed it because I'm having to rely on the TV camera angles. But every time they had a sideline huddle, he did not leave his seat at the end of the bench. Every time it was time to jump up and cheer for Kawhi making another big 3 in the fourth quarter, I couldn't see number 0 jumping up. He just stayed down at the end of the bench.
Well, he didn't get on the bike or had
maybe he was gone. Maybe he went up in the tunnel. I don't know.
Right.
But you know and I know he will not be a happy camper today because he's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
You can't do that to this man. You can't sit him like that. But Ty Lue's saying, I can do it. I'm Tyronn Lue.
You absolutely can, Skip. But I don't think, look, if I was the Clippers, if I'm going to bring him on, I'm not going to. Terrence Mann was playing unbelievable for you.
Okay, but he went with Eric Gordon as sort of the quasi-point guard.
Eric Gordon gave you no points.
I know, I got it, but he went with him the whole way home.
Yes.
Trust me, the whole way. Look at give me fourth quarter here. How many minutes did, let me find him. Eric Gordon played all 12 minutes in the fourth quarter.
And gave you no, Skip, the man played 25 minutes and gave you 0 points.
Okay.
Terrence Mann
he also gave you 0 turnovers in the fourth quarter. Okay.
What they got to do with anything, Skip? I mean, at some point in time, I need you to score.
Okay, who leads the NBA in turnovers per 36 minutes?
But Skip,
It is Russell Westbrook.
Skip, but he only had 2 turnovers, and he played 25 minutes. Okay. But he gave you 17 points.
He did. He gave you some productivity. He gave you energy. He gave you electricity.
But he gave, Skip, what he gave you, the guys that you replaced him with didn't give you, which is points.
Okay, I got it. But here's the point. The first, let's do 2 of the first 3 possessions. I'm going to show you what happened. Okay, the very first Clippers possession of the game, if we could see the whole thing play out, Russ goes, hell-bent into the middle of the lane and loses. Well, you didn't get to see the first of it. I was hoping they'd get the whole play. He dribbled in the middle and lost the handle and managed to recover it. And then he's out of control, up in the air, nowhere to go, and he whips it to Mason Plumlee, who's not ready for the ball, and he drops it, and it's a turnover on Mason Plumlee, okay? Then on there's a shot possession after that, but if we could see then the third possession of the game, Russ comes down, and you've seen this play before. Let's see the next one. Have you seen this? Like, who are you throwing it to, Russ? I don't know. How many Lakers possessions?
I think he got the shot. I thought he was going to shoot that.
Well, he didn't know what he was going to do, and at the last second, he throws it to Denver. He just threw it to the Nuggets. I don't know who he's throwing it to. I think it was kind of in Plumlee's direction, but he's got bad hands.
Right.
I don't get it. And yet, Paul George calls him our new floor general. We did not have a floor general, and he is the opposite to me of a floor general.
Yeah.
Their first game out of the break with Russ, Sacramento at home. They're up 14 points with 4 minutes left. 14 points with 4 minutes. Can't you get that game home?
You got to.
Okay, with your new floor general?
Yeah.
Well, you didn't. And I'm not blaming it all on Russ, but I'm just saying he didn't put you in the right positions to get it home.
Right.
They turned it over 4 straight times, and he turned it over 1 of the 4. Then in overtime, the first overtime, you go up 6 at home on Sacramento. Sacramento is really good. They are legit as you can get. As Lil Wayne said the other night to me, he said, they are like legit. Like they're going to be a hard out, man.
De'Aaron Fox.
He's just like, he's a star.
And Sabonis, I keep telling people, Sabonis better than you think.
Okay.
I'm not saying he's Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic.
And to your point, Malik Monk just comes in and just lights it out. He doesn't even start for him, and he scored 40, whatever it was, 41, was it?
45.
45, okay. The point is, they have a 6-point lead in the first overtime at home against a good team, and the floor general can't get it home. And then he fouled out at the end of the first overtime, and in the second overtime, Paul George is still on a minutes restriction, so he couldn't play in the second overtime, and they lost to a really good up-and-coming basketball team.
Yeah.
So I got that. But now they're 0-2 with Russ. I just don't like him on the team. It's a bad idea because last night they pulled off a frantic, rather miraculous comeback at Denver. And again, Denver's playing back-to-back because they just lost at Memphis the night before. The Clippers had a bad flight. They get struck by lightning, but I'm not going to give them a break. God willing that they got down on the ground, okay? I'm happy for that, but I'm not going to give them a pass for this. But in the overtime, to your point, damned if you do or don't, it felt like they actually needed Russ's energy because they didn't make a field goal. They didn't make a field goal. They go 0 for 5 in overtime, and they just get blown off the floor.
Yep.
Okay, Jokic wasn't great in overtime, but he was good in the fourth quarter. He was really good.
Yes.
And remember, they did not have Big Zoo last night, and he can defend Yoke a little better than Mason Plumlee can. Plumlee knows Yoke because he played in Denver.
Right.
So,
but Skip, I mean, look, the Nuggets are 12-2 against the Clippers since Game 5 of the Clippers to that
they're
bubble.
9-2 post bubble.
Yeah.
They came back from 3-1 down, but they're 9-2 just after all that happened. Mm-hmm. So they basically own the Clippers.
They do.
Yes, they do.
So what y'all gonna do about that?
Oh, we went and got Russ.
Yeah. But I'm not going to let you put that loss on Russ last night because Russ didn't do anything in the fourth quarter overtime.
You know what?
You probably should have put him in the game.
I don't even care anymore.
Oh, no,
I'm out.
No,
I'm out.
No. Hold on.
Done.
No.
Over and out. I got Rust.
You would let me be out when the Lakers, I said, I don't want Russ. I said, it's not going to work.
You
told me that's my team. You got to ride with the King. So you got to ride with the Clippers.
But it was the King's idea to go get Russ.
It was Paul George's idea to go get Russ.
He ain't no king.
Yes.
Right? I still believe, in my heart of hearts, I believe Kawhi Leonard quietly in the background was saying no to that.
Well, Kawhi Leonard should have said,
And by the way, in the fourth quarter without Russ, Kawhi was spectacular in the fourth quarter. He was not spectacular in the overtime. Took one shot and missed it. I don't know, ran out of gas. I don't know.
Why he run out of gas? He should be, but man, that joker there, he ain't played but 15 games. He should be gassed up.
Well, he played a career high, whatever it was, against Sacramento. It was like 46 minutes is the most he's ever played in his life.
Yeah.
So maybe he just said, I can't do this. I can't push the knee into another overtime.
What?
Well,
That's a superstar. You say Kawhi Leonard's a superstar.
well, he looked like a superstar in the fourth quarter.
Man, all I'm saying is that the breaks that everybody give Kawhi, had that been KD or LeBron or Steph Curry, and they come up small like this in overtime,
Yep.
boy, the national media would have, like I said, Kawhi Leonard has been able to skate like no other superstar in the history of the game.
Okay, but again, who's been the best home team in basketball? Denver.
They've been the best team in basketball.
Okay, best home
outside
team
of the
for
Celtics.
sure. Okay, and Kawhi Leonard cooked him in the fourth quarter.
He ain't cooked nothing.
He outplayed Jokic.
No,
in
he
the
did
fourth
not. No,
quarter.
he
Yes,
did.
he did.
No.
Look
no,
at it.
No, I'm
Just
looking.
Look at it.
I'm looking. Look at them 40, 17, and 10.
How about 4 out of 4 in the fourth quarter for 12 points?
One guy, hold on. Nikola Jokic was plus 11. One guy was minus 10. Now, which one got what you want?
In the fourth quarter?
No, fourth quarter. I mean, we'll let y'all come back.
Plus
Make y'all
4.
feel good.
Oh, in fact, Jokic was a minus 4, so Kawhi was a plus 4 in the fourth quarter.
And then
Outplayed him.
And then
Outplayed.
what they do to you in what they do to you in the OT?
Yeah. You know, can you believe that the Los Angeles Clippers fell into the same trap, the Russell Westbrook trap, that the Lakers fell into thanks to LeBron?
Nikola Jokic.
Congratulations.
Nikola Jokic had 6 points. He was a plus 10. One guy had 0 points, was a minus 10.
In overtime.
Yeah.
I told you, they just hit the wall.
What you mean hit the walls?
Well, again, he has played too many minutes for his knee.
The man missed all of last year. He's missed 2 years because of injuries. He should be rested. He should be able to coach. I'm going 48 minutes.
He played 46 minutes and 39 minutes, back-to-back games.
He should be like Wilt. 1 year, Wilt played 48.5 minutes. He played every minute in overtime. That should be Kawhi.
Oh, really?
Consider all the games he's missed and load managed.
Huh.
Hell, he's missed 4 seasons with injuries.
Yeah. Well, I had the Clippers.
Now, you still got them.
And I was waiting for L.A. versus L.A. in the playoffs.
Ain't
And
no
now we're stuck with Russ, and you're out from
Ain't
under.
no, you had the Clippers.
Yeah.
You have.
No, I don't.
No. You an English major.
No.
Have.
No.
Had means past tense. Have is current.
I have.
You have.
I've been had. I've been had by Russell Westbrook and Paul George.
No.
Paul George says, I had my best year alongside Russ in OKC.
I'm not going to let you put this.
Stop it.
I'm not going to let you put this loss on Russ. Russ didn't play fourth quarter of overtime. You guys came back, like you tell me all the time, the game was right there for the taking. Now, Kawhi Leonard, if that was LeBron James, that'd have been game number 10 that he didn't get home.
Yeah.
So how many games was that for Kawhi that he didn't get home? The game against Sacramento, how big a lead did they have?
Russell Westbrook shooting 29.7% from 3. That ranks 146. That's even worse than LeBron.
Skip, all the
What
stats,
are you doing?
Skip, all the stats that you have, the Clippers had before they signed it.
I agree. What are you doing? What are you thinking?
Well,
We'll show the Lakers.
Well, you better tell me what was Marcus Smart Sr. thinking? What was Plumlee thinking?
Yeah.
What was Norman Powell? Norman Powell normally give you 18, 19 points a game.
Mason
He gave you 9.
Plumlee played his tail off in the fourth quarter. He was spectacular.
Man, that my guy did a number on him. Yo,
Not
did
in
a
the fourth
number on
quarter.
him.
Look at what he did in the fourth quarter. Made both his shots. Had 6 rebounds, 2 offensive rebounds. That'll work.
And what did Yoke do to him?
Well, he's just a lot bigger than he is and a lot craftier.
MVP. I tell you what I do wish. I wish basketball was like other sports. If the guy's just better. Gretzky won the MVP like 9 years in a row. Barry Bonds won like, 3, 4 MVPs consecutive, Skip? And they decided to give it, he was winning it, then they decided to give it to Jeff Kemp, and they tried to give it to Zach. But no. If the guy deserves it, forget that voter fatigue. If somebody deserves to give him the MVP.
I agree. Give Embiid the MVP.
No.
Yeah.
We don't give no awards. He got to earn it. Earn it. Like Smith Barney. You remember that commercial with John?
Wait, leading the league in scoring isn't earning it?
Skip, you do realize, hold on. You do realize there's more to basketball than scoring.
Yeah. How about block shots? You want to start comparing blocks?
Okay, my guy's averaging like 26. He's averaging like 13 rebounds and 10 assists. And he got the best record in the Western Conference.
I got to go look this up. I think he's ranked like 50th in defensive win shares.
Who's number 1 in PER? That's what you love, that stat. You love that stat.
I don't love it.
You love it.
I love QBR, but not PER.
He gonna
Thankfully,
win
we
the
have
award.
about another 20 regular season games to go for you two to wrestle over the issue of MVP. But for now, we got to go because we got to talk some boxing. Gentlemen,
Oh, my goodness.
should Jake Paul have won over Tommy
Yeah.
Fury?
No.
Let's
Yeah.
discuss
No,
up
he
next.
shouldn't.
Yeah.